Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Flix and Giggles. I am DJ Keo.
And I am Basil Barrington, and we are back for another series review. Today, we are going to take a look at Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord. IMDb is giving this joint an 8.7. I think that's a great review, or at least
That's
a
fair.
rating. That's pretty fair.
Mm,
So listen, man, you're a Star Wars person. I'm a Star Trek person. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So you know a lot more about this stuff than I do.
Mm,
But I've been following and I've been watching all of these sort of Dave Filoni anime stuff. You know what I'm saying? Except the sort of
yeah, yeah,
kiddie stuff he has on this. I think he has like a Legos joint up there. You know, I can't do that, right? But I mean, I saw like a trailer of this a few months ago, and then they came out with it, and I was like, I'm watching this joint because I mean, I watched
I didn't
Bad
even know it was out.
Batch. I watched the Ventress joint. I watched the Clone
Mm,
Wars, the first one, the Clone Wars movie, the original Clone Wars animation. And dude, this joint, man, Dave
it's
Filoni
one of
is
the best things
crazy.
he's done. This
Yeah,
is one of the best, easily one of the best things he's done.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I think because Clone Wars is designed for a Cartoon Network, like it was for kids, right? It's for like 7-year-olds and under. Like
Hmm.
it's really for kids. And this is very mature. Mofos are getting sliced up. Like
Hmm.
people are dying.
Yep.
And it's serious tone. The action's serious. The story is a little bit more serious. Like it's still Star Wars, and George Lucas made it for kids or younger people to
Yeah.
enjoy as well as older people. But this the tone is good. The visuals are stunning, man. Like the artwork, because it's kind of like it feels like it's painted, but not really. It's animated, but
Hmm.
it's got this good mixture between the colors. Like the colors are phenomenal on this show,
Yeah.
and even stuff that's dark, the things pop that is supposed to pop. Like visually, it is stunning. Like it's
Hmm.
absolutely stunning. And I'll be honest with you. We were talking about this offline. Dave is good in between the original Star Wars stuff. Anything with George Lucas related,
Hmm.
his characters, his stuff. When Dave paints in that timeline, he can create some magic and stuff that's good. Anytime that Disney is like, "Hey, Dave, want to make a show? Do whatever you want." The wheels fall off the bus, and I don't know what it is. And when it's live action, those two things
Hmm.
he's terrible at. Live action and anything outside of the original, I would say first six, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6 Star Wars.
Hmm.
Anything outside of that or live action, good lord, you would think it's a different person. Like you can't believe it's the same person. Like it doesn't make any sense to me,
Hmm.
man.
So,
This is good. It's
so,
really good.
so Dave Filoni, he did the Mandalorian, right? Mandalorian.
Yeah, him and what's that director's name? He did Iron Man. Favreau.
Yeah.
John
Okay.
Favreau.
So I
They
mean,
did.
I was watching the joint, and this was something that was released during the lockdown, and everyone
Mm,
was on it because we were all inside. You know what I'm saying? But after we got out of the lockdown, I was like, you know what, the Mandalorian really isn't that good. You know,
Yeah. It
it
doesn't
really.
it doesn't have holding power. Like there's certain things like, Revenge of the Sith, like New Hope. Like these are movies that I've seen a bunch of times, man. Just unprompted. Hey, let me watch this. Like Star Wars on. Let me watch that. Like that kind of thing. I have never rewatched anything from Dave Filoni in the Mandalorian stuff or
No,
anything after that.
no,
Like that, I just haven't watched it yet because I
no.
it's not good.
Yeah,
It
it's
just
like
it was one of these things that it caught you in the moment. It was everything was all perfect all together at the same
everything
time,
lined up.
and
Yep,
people were like, "Oh my god, this is great!
yep,
Star Wars is back." And then you sit on it a little bit, and you're like, "Oh, this is terrible, man.
yeah.
It is not. There's no layers to it. It's not interesting. It's just like it's not quite it. I don't know what it is. There's something about it that it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So,
saying?
mhm. You know what's really weird about Maul? Because again, he really shows up. Obviously, he shows up in the movie. What is it? The Star Wars Return of the Sith or
There's a New Hope. No, no, Phantom Menace. He's in Phantom Menace, the
Phantom
first
Menace.
one.
Okay, so he shows up there, right? And
Mhm.
obviously, Kenobi sort of slices him in half,
He
and he
cut that dude in
falls.
half.
Right.
He's was
And so
him.
the story is that he survives because the top half of his body catches a air shaft and he's able to crawl in, right? So he was
Yeah.
switched up there, right? Now, if we go to the Clone Wars, the animation joint,
Mhm.
you know, um, what's old boy's name? Savage Opress, his brother, sort of
Mhm.
brought him back to life with Dathomer. They need to do something. They need to do a series on Dathomer and like
Mhm.
the Night Sisters for real, right? But so he was like he sort of found him like in the gutter and everything else. He had like claws for
Yeah.
like feet and everything else, right?
Yeah.
So he's gone
It
through a
was a dope
lot.
design. The spider leg thing was
Yeah, mhm.
crazy.
That was
That
crazy,
was
right? He kind of lost
yeah,
his
yeah.
mind, right? So he
Mhm.
and if you really look at the Clone Wars, um there were two or three individuals from the Clone Wars that they were trying to make into Sith Lords. They were trying to make Ventress,
Mhm.
Savage Opress, and also Maul. And Maul seemed to be the one who, and Ventress is still around, but Maul is just like, he seems to stay around. So let me ask you this here, right? Because again,
Mhm.
I'm a Star Trek person, you're a Star Wars person. I've noticed, right? In
Mhm.
some of these like offshoots in terms of the Star Wars animation sort of like franchise, right? Dude, it's just like so much corruption. It's just like
Yeah, it's awesome.
it's all these people are like gang lords and like corrupt people. Cad Bane and all these other people, and it's just like so. Is there? It's sort of again, it sort of feels like a mob movie or something like that because it's really no like community building. You know what I'm saying, or anything like
Well,
that,
I
right?
think for Filoni, I think he picked these types of characters to avoid using the main characters from Star Wars.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like you need a villain that is bad but not intergalactic level bad,
Hmm.
like a Sith Lord kind of thing. So they're like, there has to be crime in Coruscant or something like that. There's got to be crime somewhere. Like so, these are easy characters that he can put in there that don't infringe on the other main characters. I think Lucas at the time was like, yeah, whatever, go for it. Like it's cool because
Yeah.
it doesn't affect the main storyline of Star Wars. All this is side stuff. It's like side quests in a video game. And you're
Yeah.
like, I can turn this down this alley and then run into a mob boss, or I could do the main storyline with the Darth Vader. Like
Hmm.
this is kind of what it is.
Yeah.
Because like for Lucas when he did the Star Wars things, like you could tell like some stuff is there because like Attack of the Clones, they're dealing with all these intricate crime bosses and all this other stuff that they're trying to do the they're gonna get the army, the robot army from, and then they had to make the clone army to defeat these guys. So like it's there, it's in Star Wars, but I think realistically for Filoni, it was a good character to use that is menacing and dangerous, but not really part of Star Wars.
Hmm.
So, because like this is one of my beefs with Filoni and a lot of the other people that write Star Wars stuff, like doing a crime boss and like in this thing with Maul, they have a regular police station that looks like a police station, right? If you put in that and said that's a police station, you'd be like, oh yeah, it's a police station. Like
Yeah.
they got detectives there, they got things.
Hmm.
Star Wars is not supposed to look like anything we're doing right now.
Yeah. Hmm.
And that's the thing with Lucas, he made sure nothing looks like anything that's on Earth. Period.
Yeah.
The people don't look like they're on Earth. The places they go don't look like Earth. The stuff they how they interact with things doesn't look like Earth. Like nothing looks like Earth. And then Filoni and these guys when they're telling their stories, like they draw like just how they talk. They talk like they're from Earth. They don't
Yeah.
talk like they're in a galaxy far away, which
Right.
it annoys me, but I get it because it's kind of it's hard to think like George Lucas. Like he writes like nobody else. Like
No,
his writing's
this is
insane. It
George
don't make any
Lucas. You know what
sense.
I'm saying? It's so
Yeah,
weird because in the Clone Wars, Maul he took over Mandalore, right? Remember he killed he killed the guy and he became like I guess the king of
he's a boss.
Mandalore. He became the boss, and then they ran him out of there. And so in this
Mhm,
Maul Shadow Lord series, he's
mhm,
like, hey, you know what? We're going back to Mandalore and we're gonna take over. So he's back on
mhm,
Mandalore. He's like, has his crime joint. He's trying to,
mhm.
I'm not quite sure what the Crimson Dawn is all about, but but
It's
he's
another
trying to
crime
like,
boss,
right, you know what
syndicate
I'm
of
saying?
crimes and whatever.
Right, exactly. You have
Yeah.
the Pikes and all these, just like, dude, this is, if you really, really, really think about Star Wars, right?
Mhm.
It's it's mostly about corruption if you really think about it,
Well,
right?
yeah, the original stories, yeah, especially like Phantom Menace.
Yeah,
They're doing a blockade at a planet. Like
right,
it's
exactly.
corruption.
You know, so okay, so old boy is like he has a crew. Maul has a
Mhm.
crew. I also think that in this series, they gave Maul. Maul has always been like sort of a reasonable person. He thinks things through. He always has a plan B and a plan C. That's just him. I like that about him. I like his character. I like that they built that into, who he is. Like he always has a plan.
I guess he's like Thawne or whatever.
Yeah,
He's got a plan. But
um,
like what? I just
what's
thought
up?
about it. Like with this thing with everything that we know about Maul is kind of really from Filoni because in the Phantom Menace, Maul says like 3 words the whole
That's it.
movie.
Yeah.
And then Lucas is like, "Yeah, get rid of this guy. We don't need him anymore."
Yep. Mhm.
And he turned into this cult favorite character that everyone wanted to know more about. Lucas was like, "This is my throwaway joint." Everybody wants to know about what happened to this guy, and he's like, "This is my throwaway. I got other stuff." And it's fascinating to me how that Maul turned into this huge cult following a bunch of years after Phantom Menace that everybody's thinking like, "Yo, it'd be dope if he had this. How can he survive this thing? What do we do now? Is he running climbs in it? What's he? He's
Mhm.
not Sith Lord anymore. Like, what's he doing? Like,
Right.
everyone's added all these extra stories. A lot of stuff is because of Floaty, but like, I think it's so fascinating that this was a throwaway character that Lucas was like, I'm never gonna see this guy again. We're never gonna think about this guy again. We got a big other story to tell, and then now he's got his own story now, which is amazing.
Maul, I mean, Dave Filoni, man, he takes like these characters, like you said,
Mhm,
like, if you look at the Clone Wars, he can take the Clone Wars and say, I'm going to use that character. I'm going to use that characters. Like the
mhm.
Inquisitors, right? The two Inquisitors that showed up, dude, they were hardcore.
That
Come
was
on.
dope. But, like, we had the Inquisitors what show was that?
The Inquisitors.
Ahsoka. No, Ahsoka had the Inquisitors on there, and they looked terrible
Yeah.
because of live action. They couldn't figure out how to do it.
I mean, the Inquisitors, like, I always say this sometimes, right? Some
Mhm.
things are meant to be animated, right? I mean, come on, this is
I
it.
no, I
Like,
honestly, I
yeah,
agree, man. There's a
like
lot of
for
stuff
instance,
that's animated that I wish it was for live action, but, like, this is one of these things that in the Clone Wars was it is it you're in Clone Wars, right? Or they're not in Clone Wars.
who the
What's the show
Inquisitors?
that Inquisitors are in?
They're in the Inquisitors.
Okay. So they're
Yeah,
Inquisitors show. They're
yeah,
in there, and they look dope. And I've seen them in other stuff. And they look dope. And I see them in live action, and they look like they're in a
no,
wheelchair with those
no,
walkers, right?
yeah.
They look
It's
terrible.
it's like so. Like an example is live action Maul, it just doesn't do it. He was much shorter than like Kenobi. So it
Mhm.
really didn't kick it off. When I saw that, when I watched the movie, obviously the movie came out first, the live action. And
Yeah,
then
but like Maul looked phenomenal in Phantom Menace. Like he looked dope.
I
And he's the
mean,
big dude in Phantom Menace.
well, I mean,
Liam
listen,
Neeson's tall. Liam Neeson's a huge dude, and he's matching up with them.
yeah, but you know what? I mean, he doesn't like I mean, he looks good in terms of how he moves and everything else, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah. He never talked.
the makeup wasn't tight, right? You know what I'm
You don't think
saying?
so? In the Phantom Menace, I think the Mentor was flawless, man.
Dude,
Really?
when you take and I've said this before, when you
Mhm.
take animation, the sort of runway you have to create what you're trying to create is just so
Mhm.
sick. Imagine this here, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Imagine if they took Picard, right? Star Wars Picard, 3 seasons. And it was dope. I mean, season 1 and season 3 was dope. Season 2 was a snoozer, but
Mhm.
season 3, I mean, I've watched season 3 like probably 8 times, and I've
Season
also
3 is
watched the Clone
good.
Wars, all 7 seasons,
Mhm.
about 6 times for real, right?
Mhm.
All of them. But I just think that, sometimes you have so much runway when it comes to animation, right? So if you take Maul and all of these animated series that Dave Filoni has been putting together, he looks better. Obviously, if you look at Maul from the Clone Wars and Maul from Maul Shadow Lord, it's just a
Mhm.
totally different patina. You know
Yeah,
what
yeah,
I'm saying?
it's this is more mature.
Yeah.
I disagree on this thing. I think in Phantom Menace, Maul look good. I still believe
I
that,
do like
man.
his cape. I do like his cape, dude. His cape was hard,
Maul look hard in Phantom Menace, and that was
Mhm.
so long ago when he did that. Like
But
I believe that. In
let
my
me ask you
opinion.
this as a Star Wars person, right? Okay, so when you
Yeah.
have these like former Sith lords, it's just like, they're like it's so weird that you have like former Sith lords. You know what I'm
There shouldn't
saying?
be any former Sith Lord. They should be dead. That's how they get
Exact,
to be former. Like,
exactly,
you're
right?
not supposed to
So
exist after this.
right. So it's so weird that like these former Sith lords, how they just have this like innate sort of like thought process to want to
Mhm,
get an apprentice. So in Maul Shadow Lord, he's thinking that Devin, like the Jedi, right, is
mhm,
should he thinks that she has skills enough that she can be his apprentice, right? And
mhm.
here's the thing: the question I have for you is this here. So with the Jedi, it's just like the Jedi are calm. They you think through things the whole nine. But a lot of times when they're in fights, they always say to each other when they think that, they're trying to go over to the dark side, don't think about that. But
Mhm.
it seems like when they think about the dark side, dude, they're much stronger. They're like faster, they just like kick
Yeah,
butt.
yeah.
So, if you look at Devin in this series right here, I mean, once she became angry, she was kicking the Inquisitor's butt all up and down the joint.
She started focusing more because, like, Darth Vader beat them because he was just hitting them harder. Like, it's really what
Mhm.
it was. He didn't beat them because he had better technique. He was just hitting them harder.
Darth
And
Vader, oh boy, Vader did not even pull out a second saber. He didn't
no,
pull out a second one.
I don't think he never had one. Did he have a second one? I don't think so.
And I mean, like the swiftness of dude, he's like, yo, how, first of all, right? When he
Yeah, he
came
was
out,
supposed to be one arm. He's just out here too forceful.
this
Force
was
bro.
like episode, like he came in episode eight, no, nine. And when he
Mhm.
came out, dude, I almost lost it. I was like, oh, I was like, ooh, right. I was like clapping in the whole nine.
Here's
And
the
I
thing,
was,
somebody ruined it for me before, so I knew it was coming, but it came out it was dope when he came
how'd
out.
you know he was
When he
coming?
walked in the shadow, somebody's told me they saw the thing already. They
Okay,
told
okay,
me when
uh-huh.
he did it.
Mhm.
So, damn it. Alright, well, I'll watch it anyway, but, like, when he turned the light on and the thing went red and you could see his face, I was like, "Oh, this is fire, man." I'm like, "Where is this when you do a live action thing?" It doesn't he can't I don't know what it is. He doesn't have the skill level to do the live action thing, or he doesn't have the right people around him. I'll say that's what it
Yeah.
is.
Mhm.
Lucas has the right people around him that
Yeah.
makes this thing dope. Like, but
This
like I
joint.
don't know what it is. Even what's that movie Rogue One
Mhm.
when they had Vader come in the corridor right
Yeah.
before A New Hope?
Yep, yep,
Like,
yep.
that was
Mhm.
dope. That was
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
But like they didn't. It's I don't know. It's hard for certain people to recreate what Lucas did. Like they can do the corridor, they make it look right, and then they have the people and they have them talking like it looks like Star Wars, but it's not Star Wars.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about Lucas, but like his fight choreography is just better than a lot of people live action. This is better,
Mhm.
and like I think one of the things that makes Lucas the king of all this, I know it's because it's his baby and he made it, but when you're watching other people's versions of Star Wars from the last 3 movies and all the TV shows and all the other stuff like that, Lucas's Star Wars looks epic. It looks like this grand cosmic thing going around the universe,
Mhm.
whereas these guys' Star Wars looks like it's in a hallway.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is,
It's
but
like
like
mhm.
they didn't have the ability to do this stuff in 1970 something. These were paintings. They're paintings. They're
I
acting
mean,
in front of paint
dude,
composite.
dude, they had like, those like books and, you just like, pulled the pages and, you animated the
Yeah,
joint that way. But check this
that's what
out,
I'm
right?
saying. There's no
Um,
excuse for this, man.
the
All these
inquit,
people are alive that worked on this thing. Everybody's alive. Ask
yeah.
them. Get some
You,
help.
Maul lost most of his crew.
Yeah.
And there were some other people from Dathomir there too. It looks like he had like two people there. But and then he had the Mandalorian woman who was kicking butt, but she ended up dying like Vader killed her. But
Yeah.
okay, so what he did, like again, Maul is like 4 or 5 steps ahead. So he knew he needed Devin to be his apprentice. So
Mhm.
the her master, what was her master's name? Like the key
D
or
something with the
the
key,
car or
something like
something
that.
like
Or it
that.
was
So
yeah.
old boy
Something
like
like
he used this force to push him towards
I
Vader
I laughed so hard when I saw
so
that. I
that
was
he
like, "Oh,
can
that's
die and then he can now control old girl, right? And I was just like,
that
dude,
was clever, man."
that was like, yo, and I was just like, wow, right? And I was, but you know what? The other thing was, I really didn't think he had like master skills as a Jedi. And it's also, and I have to say
There's
this too,
levels to that.
yeah, this level. I
That
mean,
guy,
he's not
as a
Yoda.
Jedi, he was a bum, all
He
right?
was a bum.
He he's like a
Yo, dude,
he's an
he was a
average
straight bum,
Jedi that
dude.
a red shirt Jedi, to use a Star Trek reference. That was a guy that goes down and that guy's gonna die. He ain't gonna make it.
I mean, like
We got extra space in the ship after we come back because this guy's not gonna make it. That's what that guy was. I
that.
was watching him. He
Mhm,
had a hard cough for the beginning. Like he
yeah,
was struggling. I can't say if he would be better at full power, but like he was cooked from the beginning. The first episode, I was like, "Oh, that guy's cooked. He ain't gonna
right.
be made. He ain't gonna make it."
And
It was
and
obvious he ain't gonna make it.
and how Maul got like again, you were talking about like you were talking offline like how some of this stuff looks like like it looked real, like the police station, right? So he got involved with one of the police captains who was the Inquisitors were also looking for, and his son. He ended up
Mhm,
dying. His son is around. So Maul, man, this series here was
mhm,
so super fascinating to me. Even though the Clone Wars was something that was on TV first, like a lot of
mhm.
college students watch that, right? And
Yeah,
when
yeah.
I started watching that, I was like, wow, it's just really fascinating, right? The
Mhm,
storyline anyway, just the story arc of everyone else, like Ahsoka, everything else, right? And Maul, he just like, man, he just did it really, dude. This is such a great series. In the Inquisitors do not need to be live action. If you're going to do the
I don't think
Inquisitors,
you do
they
unless
need to
you have to
be
get you gotta get, like, Lucas to come back and get
no,
the fight team.
no,
No,
nope,
think about
no,
this, right?
nope. What?
The Attack of the Clones fighting is on the level of Inquisitor
That
stuff.
was pretty dope. Yeah, that was pretty dope. Okay, I'll give you that.
And
Yep.
and the Attack of the Clones and
Hmm.
Revenge of the Sith, especially the Obi-Wan,
Hmm.
uh, Anakin fight.
Hmm.
That's on the level of that stuff, right? So if you get this team that did the choreography for that to help do the show, I think it could be done better. But like the problem was when I saw the Inquisitors in Ahsoka, I was like, yo, these guys, they got their thing from Party City or whatever one of these
I know,
shows, like the
dude.
Dollarama,
And like
Dollar
the
General, like just like it's like a costume from whatever. They put paint on their face.
and the
It didn't look good.
and the
It
black
looked
chick who
terrible.
was it? Who was the Inquisitor? Like first of all, Inquisitor is like the depiction of these two Inquisitors and like Maul, I think is the true depiction. Like inside of Ahsoka, they were just
Mhm.
like they don't ask questions, dude.
They start cutting people up,
They
man.
start
That's what they're
they
there for.
exactly they start Swiss cheesing you, right? So the Ahsoka, I
Yeah.
just hope like listen, I wasn't we both said like the first season of Ahsoka like wasn't that great, but the
I don't think it
Inquisitors,
can be improved. I don't believe it can be fixed
if you
at
make that
all.
into an
You got
animation,
you gotta
it can be improved.
you have to fix the makeup.
Yeah.
You gotta fix. You gotta start shooting stuff in the whatever that the places at the hall or whatever
Yeah.
where they got the TVs on the wall.
Mhm.
You can't shoot there. You gotta
Mhm.
shoot outside. You gotta get rid of a bunch of stuff.
You gotta
And I
stop
think,
playing today's music.
yeah, all
Like
that
chicks on
stuff, man. Like
motorcycles. Come on, forget about it, right?
this show felt like Star Wars, all right?
Mhm.
The whole thing felt like I'm watching something that is
Yeah.
part of the Star Wars universe.
Mhm.
It's like you play the theme like one time when Darth Vader came out, but like generally the show, the music wasn't like some club disco music or
No,
whatever,
it was Star
electronic,
Wars
whatever.
music, dude.
It was
Yeah,
Star
that
Wars
was
style music,
yeah.
and it had the feel of it, and it looked the part, and it was serious. Because Star Wars is serious, even
Star
though it's
Wars
for
is
kids.
serious. Mhm.
The original show was for just cutting people's arms off, man.
Yeah.
The
Mhm.
original show was serious, even though it was for kids. And I think the other shows are made for kids, and it can't be serious because it's designed exactly for kids. Like Star Wars is one of those movies. Like I look at like when Toy Story and a lot of these other cartoons came out
Mhm.
from Disney, like this is a kid's story, but when adults are watching it, like, oh, this is great. There's good
Yeah.
humor in there. There's
Mhm.
adult themes in here.
Yeah.
It's serious topics,
Mhm.
whatever. And the kids are like, "Yay, he fell in the puddle!" Like, so I'm saying, like, both sides got something out of it, right? And that's how I look at Star Wars. When 1 through 6, the kids can watch it and they're like, "Yay, Jar Jar Binks, whatever." And then
Mhm.
Mofo's getting cut in half down a
Yeah.
whole chef
Yeah,
way.
yeah, yeah. It
Like,
was it was
this is what it is. Like you're
great
getting your both audiences.
great movies to watch in the theater. I watched all 6
Mhm.
of those in the theater, because they were just I mean, George Lucas, like with Star Wars, he was sort of ahead of his time, to be honest. You know
He
what
was
I'm
tapped
saying?
in. You don't get enough credit for it, but he was tapped in, man.
Yeah, he was
And the
tapped
thing is
in.
too, that everybody when Phantom Menace came out, everybody was like, "This is Star Wars. This is so boring. This is a
No,
Trade
that
Federation
was
thing." And
sick.
looking back at it, I was like, "Yo, this guy was cooking, man."
That was the
He
Phantom. Yeah,
set this
that
whole
was
thing
sick,
up.
man.
You had a political story
Hmm.
that was it seemed like it was boring and it was building up to this epic fight at the end of the movie,
Yep.
and he didn't waste anything. Like I'm like, I can still watch Phantom Menace today, and I still enjoy the whole thing with Jar Jar Binks in it. I still enjoy the whole movie because I'm like, I get it now. As when I watched it when it first came out, I was like, it's all right.
Hmm.
I like Clone Wars and I love Revenge of the Sith. Like I love Revenge of the Sith. It's one of my
Yeah.
favorite Star Wars movies. But like at the time when Phantom Menace came out, I was like, it's all right. I like Darth
Yeah.
Maul, but I was like, it's all right, whatever. But like this cartoon gets the epicness of it. Like this is a grand,
Yeah.
big world.
Hmm.
It gets that part of it. It gets the political stuff in there. It gets
Hmm.
that, and it gets the action right. The action is phenomenal in this show.
It
Like it's
really,
really good.
like you said, man, you hit it right on the head. It really feels and looks like Star Wars.
It feels like Star
It
Wars, and
feels
it's
like
the
Star
thing that's
Wars,
been
dude.
lacking for so long.
You
Anything
know,
Disney related, I'm like, oh god, man, it's gonna suck.
and the way, I'm gonna say this before we get up out of here. Two things.
Mhm.
One, Dave Filoni in Star Wars animation kills it. Forget about it. Like, dude, that's like, don't when you are so good at something.
Mhm.
That's if I know I'm so good at something, that's where I'm going. I'm going there because I know I can do that. Right?
Never do live action again, ever, on
The
anything. I don't care what it is.
every animated Star Wars show that he has made, other than the Lego stuff, I don't know if he even made that, but all the serious like animation stuff, Dave Filoni, I'm feeling it. But like the live action
Mhm.
stuff, I'm not sure. I'm also really looking forward to season 2 of this here because Devin is now going to be trained by
That's
Maul.
gonna be dope, man, and
That's going to be
I
sick,
wanted
right?
because we know what's gonna happen, like, he's not gonna get to Darth Vader, we know this, alright?
Mhm.
But I wanna see what else happens to him in this world that they
Yeah.
with the paint artwork and everything.
Yeah.
I wanna see what happens in that world. The world is dope, and you can
It's
do
pretty
some
dope.
epic stuff with it because the animation, and it doesn't look like you filmed this in a room with some TVs behind you. Like, it looks
Exactly.
good, right?
Exactly. We are talking about Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord. Keo, what are you going to rate this?
I give it a 9, man. It was really good, man. It was I wasn't I would say this, like I know people were raving about it before I watched it, so like I knew some stuff about it and I knew Vader was in it, but like it was epic. And like I like that it was 20 minutes rather than doing a long thing.
Yeah, right.
Like it felt the timing was right. Like it was a good serial type thing, which is Star Wars. Star Wars is a serial.
Hmm.
It's supposed to have like this short. It's supposed to have this feeling of I can't wait to see what's next.
Yeah,
And a lot of stuff they've been doing with Disney, I could wait to see what's next. I could care less, right?
yeah, hmm,
With this, I was like, oh, I gotta get to the next show. I gotta see the
yeah,
next episode.
exactly.
And like I think he nailed that. Um, I'm excited, man. I want to see more of this.
Yeah.
I'm back in the Star Wars. Now I would say this: I'm
Hmm.
back in the Star Wars train in a limited fashion. All right, just
It's limited.
limited,
Hmm.
limited. This animation thing, great.
Hmm.
The Grogu Mandalorian thing, I could care less about
Hmm.
that. I'm not gonna watch it in the theater. I
Really?
probably won't watch it when it comes on TV. I
Hmm.
don't. I can care less about that.
Yeah.
That's
Hmm.
garbage, right? But this part of the Star Wars, I'm cool with, and
Yeah.
I hope that if Disney continues to make more Star Wars stuff, they do it from the 4, 5, 6 era. Because Rogue One was phenomenal. I like that movie a lot. I still watch that movie. I've seen it a bunch of times. Rogue One was phenomenal. And why was that? Because it was in this Friday time
Yeah.
frame,
Hmm.
4, 5, and 6.
Yeah.
It's in this area. All right. Everybody, because the area is rigid. It's got guidelines. You can't do this. You can't talk about this because this person's in episode 6 or episodes whatever. So you can't use this character. You have guidelines of what the story is going to be, and that helps make you tell a better story. When they do this thing, whatever the wheels are off the bus, and you drive into a ditch because you don't. No one's telling you, you can't do that. That's stupid. Everybody's like, yay, more
Hmm.
Ewoks, sure. Like, let's make guys that look like marshmallows. Yay, let's do that. Let's make stuff for kids. Like, stop it. 4, 5, and 6. Stay in this time frame, all right? You don't have to include Darth Vader. You don't have to have any of this stuff. Tell the story 4, 5, and 6 away from the Luke Skywalker saga. Do that,
Yeah.
and it'll be fine. Everybody will be happy. It'll be success.
I
That's
think
it,
so.
right?
I think so.
And then and this 6, 7, and 8 doesn't exist. All right, stop it.
Yeah.
Cut that out.
Dude, I am giving this joint a 10 for real because I just really like it. I was really looking forward to it. I love what Dave Filoni does with like these animated just taking taking a portion off of like these first 6 movies and saying, let's freak this out, right? I said, and
Mhm.
we both said, and I definitely when we reviewed Ahsoka, I was like, Ahsoka should have been an animation. It should have been animated. You know what I'm saying? For
Absolutely.
real. You could have done a lot more. But what
Mhm.
Dave Filoni done, what he did with Maul Shadow Lord was just completely phenomenal. Just the patina of the
Mhm.
visuals was just so sick. Just like the how the cities look, like how the
Mhm.
just what they were
Looks
doing.
lived in.
It looked lived in. They had like, they brought in the ships that we know and we see and we
Mhm.
understand. And they brought in the Inquisitors. The Inquisitors can only work in animation. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, dude. They
Yeah, I
can't work
agree.
in live action. They can't. It's only when you think about this animation stuff, if we look at everything, the only person or the only characters who can really work in animation here are Anakin,
Mhm.
Obi-Wan, obviously Yoda, and Vader. That's it. I mean, like everything else, it's just like, could you do a live action with Cad Bane? No, that'd be silly. I mean, you know what I'm saying? The guy would be like hot as anything, wearing this mask or whatever, right? You know,
I think that the team that does the costume stuff needs to be fired and banned out of Hollywood.
yeah.
They can't. You can never work again. But
The
yeah, sorry.
animation
Go ahead.
stuff is
Go
pretty
ahead.
dope. This
Yeah.
series was pretty sick. I cannot wait for the second season because I've noticed that Dave Filoni has been really like just being consistent with the seasons. It's sometimes a season 2 can suck, but not with
Mm,
Dave Filoni animation stuff, right? Like the Bad Batch was sick, um,
mm.
and the Clone Wars and Ventress and everything else. He can like take a character out of like the Clone Wars and say, oh, okay, I'm going to do something about Dathomir. We need a series about Dathomir and the Night Sisters. Remember, in
Mhm.
Ahsoka, they had the Night Sisters, remember?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
I
they
was
had
like,
the
"What is
Night
this?
Sisters. Yeah.
What is this?"
But this,
It
I
looked
mean,
bad.
yeah, they look bad, you know. And again, it needs to be like, it needs to be an animation. But we are
Mhm.
talking about Star Wars Maul Shadow Lord. Keo gave it a 9. I gave it a 10. It is available on Disney Plus. Go check it out. Well, there you have it. Thanks for checking out another episode of Flix and Giggles. I am Basil Barrington.
I am DJ Keo.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And until next time, peace.